At some point or the other, we have all lost a loved one. And sometimes we wonder, what would it be like to receive a message from them? Hi, I'm Teja, Priyadarshini, founder for Akashic Center for Healing, and today's picker card reading is very special because these are messages from your dearly departed ones. So if you have been wondering what it would feel like to receive a message from them, then this is your reading. If you're looking for someone to tell you what you need to do, a message from the other side, or from someone you have lost, like a parent figure, and you've always looked up to them for advice, and you hope and wish that they could communicate with you somehow and you could receive a message from them, then this is your video. So let's get into this right away. I'm going to put a shot of the 4 groups that I have for you today: group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. I want you to close your eyes and think of that one person who's on the other side from whom you would like to receive a message. Just think of them. And now when you open your eyes, choose intuitively. Alright, so I hope that you have made your choice from all the 4 groups that I have for you today. So I picked these cards through meditation. I meditate on the decks and then I ask the spirit guides and angels to give me 1 or 2 cards depending on how many they want me to read for you today, and those many cards pop out. And once the cards pop out, I read the cards with what the Akashic Record Keepers and Guides have to say through me to you. So it sounds a bit complicated, but it's not actually. I channel these messages for you. So even if I'm saying something that does not make sense or it doesn't sound grammatically correct, just know it's not me, it's them talking through me. So these messages are very special for you because they are going to be guided from the Akashic Record Keepers and Guides and by your loved ones as well who are on the other side. So if you have made your choice, then let's start. Welcome to all of you who have chosen group number 1. Let's see what your cards are. You've got the Daughter of Pentacles and the Mother of Cups. This is from the Unknown Tarot deck, the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. And this is from the Yogic Path. It's Brahma. Well, first off, I want to tell you that you are probably receiving these messages from either a mother figure or from a daughter who's passed over. If you are watching this, I want you to focus on their energies because they are coming through quite strong. The person who's coming through seems to be someone who everyone depended on, who seemed to be like a vital part of your family, who seemed very motherly and yet very childlike, because you've got the Mother of Cups and the Daughter of Pentacles. So it could be someone who everyone depended on, someone who felt in their presence like everything would be okay. They had a very healing energy about them, and they were also very intuitive. They had a great intuition and they would follow their intuition mostly. And they were also hard workers. They would work really hard, dedicate themselves to anything. They could also be someone who was a bit shy of interacting with a large group of people because, they come across someone who's soft-hearted yet had so much to give. They don't seem to be people who are selfish. They were someone who were very open about their feelings and how they felt about you. Even though they would not say it in words, they would express it through actions, and their love language was through action or small deeds, that would make you feel special. So the message that is coming through from them is that after their passing, they have noticed that you have kind of withdrawn from who you are, or from who you were rather, and you don't seem to be interacting too much with people, and you're still grieving their presence at some point or the other. And if someone comes on you too strongly and says, you spend too much time in grief, you need to get out of it, you become a little aggressive. You don't like it when people tell you to get over this person that you have lost, because this person seems to be a very loving person and a very important person in your life. I'm getting the feeling that it could be a mother figure or someone who's your daughter. It could also be someone you looked up to as a mother. It need not be a parent. It could not, it could also mean like a sibling, a sister perhaps, or a dear friend who you trusted and who lit up your world, who was this kind person. It's a feminine energy, let's put it that way. It's a feminine energy that is coming through with these cards here, because of the daughter and mother being present here. But also I feel that whoever this person was, they were a very kind soul, and they had like a lot going on in their lives. They had probably too much of stress. They had too much to worry about all of the time, and I don't see them being in one place for too long. These people who keep busybodies, we would like to call them busybodies. They would just keep going up and down, doing something or the other, very restless. If this resonates with you, then that is the person I'm talking about, because that is the energies I'm picking up. Understand, please, that these are general readings. They're not personal readings, so everything I say may not resonate with you. So just take whatever resonates with you and leave the rest. But if you have someone or have had someone in your life who resembled this person, then this reading is for you. If not, pick another card. But they seem to be, because of this deer, I'm getting this feeling that they were very docile, they were very shy. They wouldn't really like to interact fully with others. They were not, aggressive kind of people. They're very soft-spoken, very kind-hearted people. And the message that they're telling you is that, why have you withdrawn from society? Why are you not interacting with anybody? And they're also noticing that you're getting a bit aggressive or upset very easily, and they want you to know that that is because of the grief that you're going through, that you haven't fully let them go, and that pain you're carrying in your heart. They want you to change that pain into happiness, because they don't want you to remember them how they left you, but they want you to remember them how they were when they were here with you. I hope that makes sense, because that is what they're telling me right now, that they want you to remember them how they were when they were with you, rather than how they made you feel when they left, because that pain is not going to help you go anywhere. Because they also recognize that you too are a very hard-working person, and that you have a lot to offer. And if you keep confiding yourself in amongst the four walls, then you may not go and achieve all of those big dreams that you've set yourself out to. And they want you to know that wherever they are looking down upon you, and they are ensuring that you follow through on your path and gain the success that is written for you. And they also want you to know that you need to forgive yourself. There is nothing that you could have done differently that would have helped them. They're telling me that you have done everything that you have, and there was nothing more that you could have done, and they love you very much for it, and they don't blame you or they don't hold you responsible. So they are asking you not to feel guilty, because through guilt as well, sometimes you may feel aggression or anger coming up, and they want you to know that you need to forgive yourself and love yourself as they love you. They are sending you a lot of energy and a lot of love from the other side. And the main message that they have for you with this card, Brahma, they're trying to tell you that it's time to start creating the life that you want to create. Brahma is the God of creation. So they are asking you to create the kind of life that you want to create, because now is the time. And they also understand that everything goes in circles, that the creation also goes into dissolution and then again into creation. So what cycle are you on right now? Are you on the cycle of creating the future, or are you in the cycle of dissolving everything that you have created because of the pain and the grief that you find in your heart? They want you to focus on creating the best possible future for yourself. They want you to let go of the pain and grief and guilt and to move forward with happiness and joy in your heart, because they are guiding you along with your spirit guides and angels, and they want you to understand that this is part of life, but death is not the end of it, that we all do meet again at some point in the future. So they want you to go ahead with your life, to let them go fully, and to enjoy yourself, to have fun and not feel guilty about having fun, or not feel guilty about laughing or smiling or doing things that make you happy. Because at some point I feel that what they're telling me is that you feel guilty about having fun, and that's not what they want from you. They want you to just have fun. Is there anything else you would like them to know? Alright, so that is the message for you today, Group 1. If this message did resonate with you, then do leave me a comment below so that I know that these videos are making sense, and that these messages are helping you get some sort of direction or some sort of insights. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I'm sending you lots and lots of love. It's not easy to lose a loved one, and I understand that pain. If you think that this video is something that you would like to watch in the future again, do give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on any of these kind of videos that I make for you in the future. And I will see you again next week, my loves. Take care. Hello, Group 2. Let's see what your cards are today. You've got the 10 of Pentacles, the Hermit, and Kundalini. So these two cards are from the Wild Unknown Tarot deck, and this is from the Yogic Path Oracle cards. So let's see what these cards mean for you today. The message that is coming through is from someone you've lost in the past, who used to be rather a very spiritual kind of a person, someone not religious, I wouldn't say religious, but who believed in spirituality, who believed in helping people, who believed in spreading the knowledge that they got, a very level-headed person, someone who could balance both work and home and their spiritual practices, someone with an intellect that was also very generous, so someone who was intelligent and generous and level-headed. That is those three things are coming to me right now. And it could be a masculine energy, because that is what I'm sensing. In fact, I don't know if it will resonate with all of you, but I'm getting information about a man in probably in his 60s, someone who liked wearing, kurta pajama. In India, we wear these, these loose kurtas and white pants. So someone who liked wearing them, a very casual summery outfit. Again, please understand that these are general readings. They may not resonate with everybody. If anything in this message resonates with you, then this is your reading. If not, choose another card. Probably the other cards have messages for you. And sometimes I do receive these images or words or specific characteristics of people. All of it may not resonate with you. Just take whatever resonates with you and leave the rest. And what I'm getting from this reading is this person, how do I put it? this person was someone who would just mind their own business. They wouldn't, poke their head in everyone else's business. And I'm somehow still seeing a very elderly gentleman, like probably in his 60s, who was very fit, who was very brisk, who would probably do yoga or meditation or things like that. And his death kind of came as a shock to some of you. The death of this person for group number 2 had come as a shock, or something that you couldn't like wrap your head around, because they were quite healthy otherwise, mentally fit, physically fit. They looked after themselves, they liked taking care of themselves, they had a routine. This person was disciplined, they had a routine, and yet something happened which suddenly ended their time on earth, and because of which you are unable to like understand like why did this happen. But they want you to know that the journey was worth it. They said that whatever time they had spent on earth was wonderful, and they really enjoyed everything that happened to them, and they don't have any regrets. Like, that's the best part. They're telling me that they enjoyed whatever time span they had on earth, and it was well worth the wait to go back home, because that is how they look at death. They look at death as going back home and not the end of the world. So death for them, they never feared death. There was someone who accepted it as a natural part of living. And okay, so I'm getting another message here. The message is that this person could also be a young boy. Tragic death, probably through an accident. They want to come through now. They're also saying the same thing, that no matter what happened, they're going to anyway hop back again on a ride back to earth. They are trying to tell you that this life that you are living right now is very precious, and not to lose time or waste time worrying about things that you have no control over. They want you to be happy, they want you to rejoice, they want you to do all the things that make you feel good about yourself. And they also want you to start becoming a little more generous, because they're seeing you as someone who holds back sometimes, who doesn't want to like give too much of their time, of their knowledge, of their money, or whatever else that you may have. The Ten of Pentacles also talks about completion of a cycle. So you may be at the moment in a phase in your life where you are just completing something. You could probably be retiring, or you've already retired, or you could be completing a course in college or something like that, something that's come to a completion, because the number 10 denotes completion. But it also talks about abundance coming your way. So they want you to know that if you can allow yourself to receive abundance, they are willing to make sure that abundance comes to you. And from the spirit realm, they want to help you get that abundance that you are looking for. If it could be in terms of money, it could be in terms of love, it could be in terms of family, it could be in terms of anything. Some of you, I get this feeling that you are waiting for a grandchild to be born, so that you get that feeling that the person who's departed will be reborn through that grandchild. And they're saying that could definitely be a possibility. So if you have chosen this particular group, this is what they want you to know. And they also want you to start focusing on the meditative practices that they used to do, because I think somewhere this person's death has triggered your triggered the seeker within you to seek out all of the esoteric material that is out there. I think most of you want to know about life and death and souls, and on what's happening on the other side, and how do you communicate with people who've departed, things like that. So I think you have already started on your awakening process. For some of you, this could be a trigger to your awakening. This person's departure from earth could be a trigger that had started when the event happened, in order for you to move on the path of self-awakening, of your spiritual ascension. And they want you to know that there's so much more that you can receive. And because of this card, the Kundalini, they also want you to know that your Kundalini is beginning to wake up. That little serpent of energy that we have in our spine is opening up your chakras now, especially starting from the base chakra, that is the Muladhara. It's moving all the way up. So some of you may have physical symptoms of it, like tingling sensations on your spine, and feeling this kind of an unease of something creeping up your spine. Understand, there's nothing to worry about. That is what they want you to know, that your abilities, your psychic abilities, your spiritual abilities are beginning to wake up. And this all has been triggered by this person's departure. And the message they have for you is that to start paying attention to these abilities that are coming through, because they think you are very special, and they think that you have the ability to help others like how they used to help when they were around. And they feel that with these gifts that the Kundalini is going to give you, you will be able to help a lot more people. And you need to start becoming more generous, and you need to start coming out of your shell, literally. Like you've I think after this person's departure, you have gone into a shell of sorts, or you've kind of enclosed yourself in a room and just reading books on esoteric material, like like I said, about life and death and spiritual stuff, and you've been also observing some sort of Kundalini awakening that is happening in you. Even if you don't want to call it Kundalini, you can just say that there's some sort of energetic shift that's been happening within you, and you realize this. You realize that something is going on, but you don't know what it is. And they want you to know that if you can accept all of these changes and accept the fact that they are still there watching over you, and that they are ready to help you with whatever it is that you need on your path to self-awakening, all you need to do is just ask, just have a conversation with them. That is what they want you to do. And that is the message that they're clearly shouting out at me right now, saying, please tell her is what I'm getting. I don't know if you're a woman watching this, but they're saying, please do tell her that she needs to start paying attention to the signs that they're sending her. So this could be a very specific message for some of you, but in general also they are saying to you that they are sending you messages all of the time, especially now that you're on your spiritual awakening. You may be able to notice these signs much more frequently than you did before, and they want you to start paying attention to these signs. And that is the message for you, group number 2. If this message resonated with you, do leave me a comment below so that I know that it's worth making these videos for you, because the record keepers and guides specifically want me to give you certain messages. So this is what they're giving me today for you, just for you, the one you're watching right now. Yeah, so do leave me a comment below, like, share and subscribe to my channel if you want. And if you want to have a one-on-one reading, all the details are in the description box below. So until I see you again in another video for next week, have a wonderful week ahead, my loves. Bye-bye. Hello, for all of you who've picked group number 3, let's see what your cards are. You've got the Tower. You've got the 8 of Pentacles. There's a little spider over there. And you've got Vishuddha from the Yogic Path Tarot deck. Oracle deck. And this is from the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. And though I'm not a tarot card reader, I use these cards to channel information. And the information that I am getting immediately after seeing these cards is that this person's death was something that changed your entire world. Your entire foundation felt like it shook. because this person was very important to you. He or she was somebody who played a vital role in your life, and their demise had kind of literally pulled the rug from under your feet. And this person is also somebody who's a very skilled person. Like they had like a particular talent or a skill that everybody knew about, or everybody spoke about. And it could also be somebody who was probably one of the main figures in your life, like a family member perhaps, someone who stood tall, who was this backbone of your family. I don't know why I'm getting this message that they could have been a parent, a father figure, or an uncle perhaps, or someone you looked up to. It could also be a mentor. And this person was very skilled, probably a skilled professional, skilled at something, like talent. I could see I don't know why I'm seeing a doctor. The messages that I have for you today are very general. These are general readings, and they may not resonate with everybody, but I do get specific messages during these readings, and they may not resonate with everybody. But if it does resonate with you, then this is your reading. If it does not, feel free to pick another card. Maybe that message will resonate with you even better than this one. And sometimes I do get images and descriptions of people, which again may not resonate with everybody. So take whatever resonates with you, and then leave the rest. All right. So this person seems to be somebody who's very skilled, who was very talented, who was very they stood tall. The feeling that I'm getting is that no matter what happened, you could depend on them. They were the dependable kinds. They were the trustworthy kinds. They were the ones you would go to with any of your problems or issues. There are also people, it's a very masculine energy that I'm sensing, but it could also be a a woman with a masculine side to them, like somebody who probably took on the role as the leader of the family, like somebody who led their family in and out of situations, and who took control of everything. So this could also be a feminine energy, but someone who was a leader, and generally we associate leadership or aggression with the masculine, but it could also be a woman in this case. So this person is someone like that, someone who had your back, someone who you could, go to for help. They would be there even if lightning struck you. You know that they'll come around to rescue you. And when they left, it left a big crater of a hole in your heart. It literally shook your foundation, and a lot of changes have happened since the person's departure, and you're unable to cope with it. And it feels like, oh my God, is this like the end of my world? And is this something that I'll never be able to get out of? And but what they want you to know is, hello, you are going to get out of it. That is the kind of energy that I'm receiving from them. They seem to be very positive people. They don't like looking at the negative side of things. They want you to look at the positive side of things, and they're reminding you that this is just a phase that you're going through, that it's not going to last for too long. You will come out of it. And they're also saying to me that you need to focus on yourself, because you have kind of given up on yourself at some level. They just feel that you do not pay too much attention to taking care of yourself. I'm hearing the word hygiene. It may not resonate with everybody again. The saying that some of you have also given up taking care of your physical body, because you're in so much grief that you're unable to bring yourself out of that depressive state that you're in. And they understand it. They're saying it's okay, but they are the ones who would probably get up and get going no matter how the situation was, and they're unable to like see you like this. So the message that they have for you is for you to get up and get going. They said that you've had enough time to grieve them, and now it's time to let them go and to focus on yourself, because they're gonna be there with you no matter what. Like in the spirit realm, that's the beauty of it, right? Like in the spirit realm, we may think that, oh, these guys are gone and we'll never be able to see them again, but it's not for the other side. They can still see and watch over us, where we can't see them, but they have full access to our lives. So if you are someone who's wondering what's happened with them and are they okay, they want you to know they're okay and they're watching you, and they're saying you're not going according to plan. This may resonate with some of you, but they're saying that they had a plan for you and you're not following that plan anymore now that they're not around, but they want you to buck up. They want you to get off that bed. They want you to get up and get going. That is the message they have for you. And they're also showing me that you have a particular skill, or you are studying something, or you are trying to acquire some sort of a skill that you haven't completed yet, like some sort of a certification course perhaps, or you have joined college recently and you haven't completed your college. Something like about acquiring a skill, and they're saying that you need to master it. You cannot just let it go. They're also telling me that if you have, or if you are considering to do your masters, then you should go ahead with it, because they want you to finish your masters. If that has been a question in your mind, this again may not resonate with everybody, but if for those of you who are listening, and if you have been wondering whether I should do my masters or not, and you were wondering that if they were around, they would have told me what to do, then they're telling you do your masters or master that skill, because there is something that you're really good at, and they know that you know what that skill is, and they're asking me to tell you to master that skill, because once you master that skill, you will be able to do a lot of things in your life that will create that abundance that you're looking for, and it is also going to bring you a lot of change. So they're saying not to worry about it, because even though everything seems to be like upside down for you right now, that's not the case. You need to probably get a different perspective on things. They're saying that you need to like literally climb up the tree and look from the top. So I think they want you to get like a bigger perspective on things that are happening in your life right now. You are, they're showing me like how horses have those I don't know what they call, so that they focus on the road and that they don't go off anywhere else. They blinders, they're called blinders, right? So it's like you've got your blinders on, and they want you to have a wider perspective. So they want you to remove your blinders and look around you to see what else you can do, how else you can develop yourself, how else you can get creative, because the spider is a master of creation. It can weave intricate designs, and they're trying to remind you, be the spider, be the person who pays attention to details, goes into the nitty-gritties of things and looks deeply before making a decision, before doing anything, any sort of work. So that is another advice for you. They want you to pay attention to detail. They want you to see basically what is happening in your life. And I'm getting bossed by them right now. They have a very bossy energy. They're like, tell them this, tell them that. So they are basically telling me that you should also need to speak up, because you're someone who kind of keeps things to themselves, because when you get Vishuddha, right, it's all about the throat chakra, and right now you feel you're unable to voice your thoughts or express yourself, that whatever they're asking you to do is too much, because you just can't voice your expressions. You can't tell people what you're thinking about. You feel you have no control over a particular situation, but they're saying no, you do. You have a lot of control, especially if you start voicing your opinions, your thoughts, your feelings. People will know what you're going through. People will come forward to help you with it. You need to start using your throat chakra. And it's a beautiful thing to do. Like the moment you start expressing yourself, everything begins to open up, and they want you to ask for help. They want you to ask the universe, request the universe for help. And they feel that you're not asking enough, and they want you to open up your throat and speak your truth. You need to speak truthfully. You need to be honest. You need to literally tell people what's on your mind. It's that this card is telling you that, they are telling me that, so I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot me. All right, so this card is telling you to be more vocal with your feelings, to be more expressive, to speak up, to speak your truth, to be honest. And that is how you're going to get things done, because there's a lot of things for you to do, and they're not going to rest easy if you don't fulfill your dreams and wishes. And they're showing me that you've already had a lot planned for yourself, and with them gone, you just feel a bit like shaken up and you don't know what to do. But the saying, everything is down, it's all put down on paper, so you just have to go ahead and do whatever needs to be done. Do it one step at a time, but do it. Just get up and get going is the message for group number 3. I hope this message resonated with you. If it did, do leave me a comment below so that I know that it's worth making all of these videos for you. And if you want a one-on-one session, the details are in the description box below. And if you do like my videos, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and please share it so that others also benefit from these videos. All right, I'll see you again next week, my love. Until then, have a beautiful week ahead. Hello, group number 4. For all of you who have picked these cards, let's see what your cards are. You've got the Father of Swords. You've got the 7 of Pentacles and the Samadhi card. This is from the Yogic Path Oracle deck, and these cards are from the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. Though I'm not a tarot card reader, I still use these cards because when I, tune into their energies, I do receive messages from the Akashic Record Keepers and Guides. So these cards are basically telling me that this person that you are thinking of, this departed soul, is basically was a father figure in your life, because you've got the Father of Swords. So I've taken the literal meaning of it, but it could also be somebody who was this person who was very strict. Like you could not see too much emotion in this person. Like he was not an emotional person. He or she could have been someone who was very strict, who kind of kept their emotions in check. People respected them, people looked up to them, people came to them for all sorts of solutions, because they cut through all the chitter chatter. They were not someone who liked small talk. They just wanted to get to the matter and get done with it. Like they never wanted to waste time. That is what I'm getting. And also on the other hand, they could have been someone who was duty oriented, who was someone very, very attached to the family, someone who were the breadwinners, because generally when you get the pentacles, it also denotes money, but it also was someone who people probably walked around eggshells. They were a bit scary, it may not resonate with everybody. Most of the messages that I receive in this general reading may not resonate with everybody. If you want a personal reading, then you can look into the description box where my details are given, so that you can do a one-on-one. In these general readings, I will tell you whatever messages I receive. So whatever resonates with you, take that, leave the rest. Sorry about my throat. But if this message is not for you, then try another card. Like probably that message could resonate with you better. But what I'm sensing is this person was a little scary to be around. Like someone, you were not very certain how to behave around them. Let's put it that way. You didn't know whether they would appreciate your fun side or your jovial side, or you never knew if they could take a joke, basically, because they never expressed themselves so much. Like They would never be like, oh yeah, this is so fun and ha 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 and things like that. They're not that kind of a person. They're more like a strict fatherly figure. So that is why I feel like it could be a masculine energy, but that's not the feeling that I'm getting. It could be either a masculine or a feminine energy. Unlike the other cards that I read, they were very specific with feminine or masculine energy, but this one seems to be mixed, because it could be a parent. That is what I'm getting, but a parent or some authority figure in your life where you found it very difficult to communicate. Though they were open to listening to what you had to say, I get the sense it was very difficult to tell them what was really on your mind, because you didn't want to probably tick them off and make them get angry with you or irritable with you, because that is, you probably didn't like that part of them. But now that they're gone, you feel very shaken up by their absence, to be honest. It's leaving you feeling uncertain about your future. It's leaving you feeling, what do I do next? How do I proceed? Because till now they were around to give you their silent guidance, but now that they're not around, you feel very lost. You feel like you can't cope with your life. You feel like, what am I doing? Am I even doing the right thing or not? Though I don't see that you're grieving too much about it, because probably this was someone you've lost quite some time ago. I don't think that this person is someone you've lost quite recently. But even if you did lose this person recently, probably you're still in a state of denial, like you don't really want to believe that they're completely gone. So it could mean that you are still in a grieving process, but you've coming out of the shock phase of it and going into the denial phase of it, and then when you come to the acceptance phase of it, that is when a lot of things will change. But what they want you to know is that you need to start moving ahead with your life, because when you see the Father of Swords, basically this person is someone who is very intellectual. So I'm thinking that this person that you have in your mind is or was also someone who is very intellectual, who would like to think a lot, who would like to read a lot, and that is why they're watching over you and they're saying, what are you doing with your life, son? I mean, like, okay, I'm gone, but what are you doing with your life? And you are like trying to figure everything out. Now that they're not there in your life, you're like, okay, I have no rules or regulations anymore, and the discipline has gone out of the window. So now what do I do? Because this person has been a very disciplined person, like he or she was a disciplinarian in your life, and they kind of enforced the rules. They were an enforcer of rules, and now that they're not around, you do miss them terribly, but you don't miss the rules. So you feel conflicted between the feelings that you feel. You're happy in a way, and then you're telling yourself, no, I shouldn't feel happy because it's a very sad thing to feel. But they don't really care how you feel about them not being around you, but they want you to know that they're more concerned about what choices you're going to make about your life. Because with the Seven of Pentacles here, it could go either way, and they are a little concerned about it. So they want to keep an eye on you, and they want to be like, look, even if you're gone, we're still watching over you. So if you need any help, do ask, because you're somebody who just doesn't ask. And you may also be in a phase where you're trying to explore different things, and I'm getting a lot of mixed messages here for this group. For some reason the messages are all coming in jumbled up, but what I'm sensing is that is your state of mind right now. Your mind is all jumbled up, you're in confusion, you don't know what to do next, and they're asking you to slow down. Just completely slow down, take a deep breath, cut through all the illusions that you have in your mind about, wanting to do this or to be that, and to look at it in a more disciplinary way, weigh the pros and cons is what I'm hearing. And with this card, Samadhi, They're also saying that you need to start focusing on quietening your mind, because they think that you're very restless, and they're telling me that you are all over the place, like you've just like suddenly found your freedom, or you've kind of let go of yourself, and because those rules are not being enforced anymore, you feel like you can do whatever you feel like, and you have been doing it for a while now, and they are sensing that by just letting go in such a manner, you're unable to focus on any one thing, and that is what is causing you this confusion and this anxiety. There's this feeling of anxiety within you that they can sense, and they're saying to you that, dude, like, you need to focus, you need to start becoming more calmer, more controlled, more restful. Like, you need to start calming your energies down, and for that you need to start meditating or doing something that would allow your mind to focus on your breath, that would allow you to focus on your inner self, to see what you're masking inside of you. So the message that they have for you is that you are feeling a lot of intense emotions, but you are not willing anybody else to get near or to even like see what you are feeling, and that is not allowing you to get anywhere, is it? Because your heart is beginning to now close up, and you're feeling like, what's the point in life anyway, and you're in that kind of a phase. So they're a bit worried about you. They're really worried, and they're very concerned about you, and they want you to know that you've got so much of potential, and they feel like you're just whiling away time and not really focusing on your potential. Wow, this is like really specific, so this may resonate with some of you and not with all of you, but the message is that you are wasting your potential, and that there's so much of potential for you here. I know you can't see the card very clearly, but there's a lot of light energy that's entering the heart area. So they want you to understand that you are being guided, that you have the potential to become more spiritual, to become the best version of yourself, to evolve into this beautiful being that they know you can, and that is why they're watching over you, and they're using this opportunity to give you this message, to kind of start calming your energies down, to start focusing on what you need to do, and to do it step by step. All right, and so they're also telling me that it's okay if you want to have fun, and they're saying that I know that I've been very strict when I was down there on earth, and but that was my journey, and I had to be that way in order for you to grow. So I don't know if this makes sense to any of you, because they're telling me very specifically that they had to be the way they were in order for you to be who you are now. Again, I'm going to repeat the message because they're asking me to repeat it. They're saying they had to be who they were on earth while they were alive for you to be who you are now. Does that make sense? Because it makes a whole lot of sense to me, because sometimes when people are around us, we tend to be a certain way. When they're not around us, we evolve to be somebody else, and their passing or their death could be a reason of our evolution. So sometimes we evolve in a positive way, sometimes we evolve in a not so positive way. So they are asking you to start reflecting on your choices and to make the decisions that will take you into a positive evolution of your life rather than the not so positive one. If this makes sense, if this message resonated with you, then do leave me a comment below so that I know that these messages are making a whole lot of sense and I can do more such videos for you. If you want a one-on-one session, then all the details are in the description box below, and I'm going to see you in another video. If you like my video though, don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends. And until I see you again, my lovelies, I will leave you now. Bye bye. Take care.